What's going on, YouTube Nation? It's GB Merce. I saw that you guys asked me a lot of questions about joining a gym. I saw that that's a big question that you guys asked me. I think 57 people asked me. So as a former exercise physiologist and trainer certified by the American College of Sports Medicine, I'm going to give you my 11 tips that you should look for in joining a gym. The first thing you need to look for is location. Is it close to your job? Is it close to your house? Is it close to your apartment? Is it close to your friend's house if you guys decide to train together? I mean, is it close to traffic? Is it close to the city? Is it in a dangerous area where you're nervous about walking at night or walking in the morning for an early morning workout or a late night workout? Is it in an area where it's close to a hospital if you're worried about your health? There's a lot of factors tying into that. Biggest thing that people are wondering is it close to their family? Is it close to their job? That way, if they work out in the morning before their shift, before they clock in or before their business meeting or so, that's a big thing. And what about after work? Is it, is the location good enough for them, after they clock out after their shift or ready to work out? Is it convenient? Can they just go from one location to another and be ready to start kicking some butt in the weight room? Next thing, is the gym clean? That's a big thing, especially during flu season. Are people wiping off machines? Is there proper equipment to help you clean off machines? Do you see staff members cleaning equipment? Do the bars look rusty? Do you look like you need to get a tetanus shot if you get a cut just from a certain machine or so? So that's a big factor. Cleanliness is huge, especially in the showers. Where I used to work at, I felt comfortable walking barefoot, taking a shower. I've seen some gyms where you look at the showers and you wonder what the hell just happened. So that's something that's important, especially if you're getting done with your shift and you want to take a shower and work out and then just leave, or if you want to take a shower before you go to work. I would put that into a big factor because you don't want to get an infection. There's a risk for abscesses. You can get MRSA can be carried around. It's you can get flu bugs, you can get things that are in droplet from bacteria. If you look at some studies out there, they talk about how certain bacteria, including things that are passed from fecal manner, are on machines and stuff because people aren't wiping them. You got to make sure that they have, sometimes with like spray bottles and paper towels, are those adequately replaced and fixed? Because sometimes you go in the bathroom and you see there's no paper towels there. And then you see people just wash their hands and just rinse their hands and just walk out. Don't forget the lockers. Are the lockers clean? Do they look like they're breeding grounds for bacteria, mold, and mildew? Does it smell like it's full of mold and mildew? Is it adequately ventilated? That's another thing you should look for in cleanliness. You don't want to come home or get an infection or upper respiratory infection because of people in the gym that are sick and they're not cleaning equipment. You can infect your family, you can infect your friends, and you can affect people at your job. So that's important to put that into the factor. The other one is, are the people competent that you work out at, like your gym? Are the people know what they're talking about? There's a lot of paper champs out of there. They just take these so nitty and gritty certifications and I would consider them a paper champ. They're not very educated. They don't know what they're talking about. They teach the worst form when it comes to lifting. Where I used to work at, I worked at a medical fitness facility. It's one of my biggest pet peeves when I saw people in the gym with terrible form. I would offer them, help and assistance how to fix their form. And you'd be amazed at how many people have terrible form with lat pull down. So once you fix your form with that, you start getting results. More and more people feel confident in you guys and the staff, and they give you good reviews. Not just online, but throughout the gym, the reputation of the staff members being competent is huge. A lot of the trainers I worked with made more than $50,000 a year, and you got what you paid for. So that's something that's important too. All of them have degrees in exercise science and physiology. I know there's a high turnover rate in that field. A lot of people change careers like myself. I just got really burned out. I was doing cardiac rehab. It's just better to be a nurse and do cardiac rehab in the long run. I'll get into detail in my future videos. But with staff members that are competent, people that are cleaning the floors, people who are really knowledgeable, the trainers, they teach you about nutrition. I know by law they can't tell you what to eat and stuff, but they can recommend certain things. I used to always, members used to come up to me at the desk and always ask me, ooh, what am I doing wrong with my diet? I'd say, hey, write this down. I would always refer them to dietitians too to help them. But there's certain things like in their diet, it's like, really? Well, you're eating fried foods, so that can be a big issue. So competence is a huge issue when you're looking at a gym, especially if you're going to like a CrossFit gym. You got to know what these people are doing, because I've seen so many people get injured from CrossFit and then just quit. So I know it's kind of like a big thing right now, but you need to be careful with the type of trainers that are training you in CrossFit. I look at some of these videos of people doing deadlifts and pull-ups with the worst form I've ever seen, and they consider that a lift. So that's something you might want to consider. Form is huge. Competent staff members are huge. You want competent people to help you get results. So take that into consideration. The fourth one are perks. At your job, if you're close to a certain location, your employer will give you employee discounts to work out at a certain gym. That's huge for getting discounts. That's huge for your health insurance. A lot of facilities, they can document when you clocked in or when your workout routines and stuff. So if insurance companies want proof that you're active and you're working out, that's huge. I know with the hospital that I work at, they do the STEPS method, and I just show them proof at my local gym that I work out, and you get perks. Even working at a hospital, for example, there's medical fitness gyms where you can work out, and you can get discounts if you work out there X amount of time. I know at my place where I worked at Akron General, I just said where I worked at, but that's a fantastic facility where I worked at. Employees, if they worked out a certain amount of time, they got discounts, but there were certain times where they could work out at. So you need to take that into consideration. Another thing is with these medical fitness facilities, if you're an employee and you're working out, like I said, that can also help out with your health insurance. So don't rule that out for a lot of you guys that work out in hospitals. The biggest thing is time. What time is the gym open? Is it open at this time at 4 in the morning? Because I know there's the early birds, they love to work out at 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. before they go into work. What time does it close? The gym that I work out at, it's open 24/7 from Monday to Friday. So after I clock out on my shift at 7:30, or if I'm a little bit later, sometimes to catch up on charting, 8:30, usually I'm out by 8 o'clock tops, but it's open 24 hours. So if I need to finish up a workout or do a shoulders, bis, and tris workout, I'm right there, so I can knock it out. Sometimes the gyms, on weekends, it's kind of tight, so, you need to take that in consideration. So find out what time the gym is open, and find out what times these classes are. Sometimes they offer free yoga classes. Sometimes they offer health and wellness classes, nutrition recommendations. So look into a lot of things with the time in these schedules. Where I worked at a medical fitness facility, they had like lectures. A lot of the managers would give lectures on diet and nutrition and recommendations. They would integrate health and wellness as well as diet and nutrition, and they had health coaches that helped people out. There was also a few perks that they had with big companies, where the big companies would send their employees or coworkers in to work out, and they would go to these seminars. So that's something you need to consider. Next thing is the resources. Do you have the money? Is the money worth it? Are you getting what you pay for? That's always important. Does the gym have certain type of equipment that you want? I love the hammer strength equipment. Some of the hammer strength leg press machines are phenomenal. They will put like lean mass on you in a heartbeat, and you will feel sore for 3 days. So the right type of equipment and the resources are huge. Does your gym use their resources wisely? Like if there's a breakdown or a pipe breakdown, how fast can they fix that in a timely manner? Does the place look clean? Do they emphasize cleanliness and the way that they clean things? I know I'm referring back to number 1, but are they putting the resources in to make sure that people don't get sick or get infections at their gyms? is the HVAC accurate? Is the HVAC on time? What I mean by that is the heating, ventilation, and cooling. Is it too hot or too cold? Is the humidity good? But when they put money in for really good resources for ventilation, that'll help you out in your gym. Especially, you don't want to pass out or anything, or the humidity to be a little bit off and screw you up. So you putting in the resources, you finding out how much it costs. Again, with perks, are there specials at certain times where you can sign in where you don't have to do an enrollment fee? Don't forget the exit fee. Some places offer an exit fee, or sometimes you're stuck for a year and a half, or if there's a location based on like where you live, or a 30-mile radius, are you stuck with them? So that's another thing that you need to put into consideration. Don't forget there's family packages for a lot of places. So some places, it's an extra $10 per family member. Sometimes it's $50 per family member, so you need to take that into consideration. Next, we're going to talk about the atmosphere. How is the atmosphere at your gym? Does it have a reputation of a bunch of meatheads, or is it a meat market, or is it a bunch of prima donnas looking for future husbands? That's a big problem, because me, like myself, and other people who have exercise-induced asthma, you come in, you see the prima donnas work out that are like, on the step mill, walking around. They have so much perfume on them that you feel like you're going to pass out or get an exacerbation of asthma. So that's one thing you need to consider. Are these people have a reputation of shooting up in your gym? Do they openly brag about it? That's a big problem. The atmosphere, is it creepy? Do you feel safe in the locker room? Do you have people staring at you or looking at you different when you're in the locker room or at the gym? Do you have people bothering you when you're working out? I don't mind going up to somebody and saying, hey man, nice lift, but that's pretty sweet. I will give somebody props or credit when credit's due, but sometimes people are a little over aggressive. One of my buddies at a gym, he just went into the sauna and he was sitting down and he was just talking about how his leg cramped up, and this guy grabbed him in the leg. So he felt a little awkward, and I just gave him some advice on stuff. But you got to be careful at certain places that you're at. People on social media will talk about or discuss about their experiences at the gym, so you can look at social media to see what's going on. A lot of people on some of those websites, they'll advertise themselves naked, which is really messed up. But I've seen it happen. People will say, I'm in this gym at this time, come and meet me. They don't have their face, but you can tell with their body, which is really messed up. I've seen people get kicked out of gyms for that. I've had people, one time I was working out on the step mill, and this dude was staring at my ass, right behind me, and giving the creepiest look. This guy eventually got kicked out of the gym, and he had a pretty bad reputation. So that's something you need to look into. And for females, sometimes you have creepers. It's unfortunate. You have people that are more focused on their dick than their muscles when they're working out, and then they bother you. So feel free to tell them to knock it off or notify management about certain issues. Next is kids. Okay, is there play areas for your kids? Is there certain times for your kids to be in the play area? What age group is acceptable for these kids? Are you allowed to have these trainers train the kids at a certain age? Do you have to have the kids supervised in the pool? Is there certain trips that the kids can go on so that they can meet friends? Are these kids that they're in the play areas, are the parents kind of entitled, and their kids have an entitled attitude, which carries down to your children where they feel miserable and they don't want to be there? That's another factor that you need to take into consideration. Does that area have the resources? Does it have games for the kids to interact? Does it have the kids' interactions for them to exercise? Again, I'm going to refer to competency. Are the kids in that kids area competent? Are they checking on their cell phone or just doing selfies all day? Or are they actually keeping an eye out on your kids? Does the staff know that the kids have allergies? That's a big thing. If kids are allergic to peanut butter or something, they got to know that. So that needs to be taken into consideration. There's a lot of gyms out there, they do a great job for kids, and they emphasize kids' fitness to get kids medically, if they're medically cleared, that they can be in fitness programs or have them in the pool and stuff. So that's something you need to take into consideration, especially in the summer. When there's when the pool's out there, hopefully the kids are out there playing and stuff and having a good time. That's what you want. You want them exercising. You don't want them sitting there playing video games all day. You want them to play in maybe some competitive things like water volleyball or something. Get them integrated with all the other kids and have them play around and have a good time. That's what you want. You want the kids to have a competitive attitude so that way they can hit the classroom and maybe if they want to play some sports because of that. So take that into consideration. I just spoke about this earlier, but price is huge. That's my 9th one. Are you getting the money? Is it worth the money? Are you going in and getting your money's worth? Are you putting the time in to get the resources and everything? Are you getting the time to get the results? So going to a gym is a big investment. So you need to realize that you're not going to get results overnight. It takes time. It is going to cost some money to pay for a gym, but think about it. Maybe you're paying for the towels or the resources or everything. So your money is going to the machine of the facility, and you want that facility to gear in all cylinders. So if you're putting that money, if you're paying, let's just say $20, hopefully you're getting your $20 worth, maybe even more. So there's a phrase, again, I said it before, you get what you pay for, so you need to really consider that. Time is huge, resources are huge, you're working, it's a deduction out of your paycheck, it's a deduction, out of certain resources or perks. I mean, you could be going here and there. So you got to put the time in and you got to put in the resources. So make sure that you're getting your money's worth when you go somewhere. Next is reviews. Think about this. Social media, YouTube, you have Reddit. If you have a bad reputation as a gym, everybody's going to know. All you have to do is Google search and see what they're saying about you. That's something that's a problem if you have an issue, and you need to fix that fast, because I tell you what, word gets around fast if you're a meat market, if you have a bunch of prima donnas there, you have a bunch of guys that are creeping on women and stuff when they're working out, you have a bunch of people creeping in the gym, you find people that are sitting in the lobby just annoying other people when they come in, you find people that are trying to sell products and just annoy the crap out of you. You find out a piece of equipment's been broke for 3 months. You find out people get hurt on equipment. You find out that a sound system isn't working. I'll tell you something funny. One time, there's one gym that opened up locally in my area. They didn't even have the HVAC system yet open, and they had people in the gym, and it was in the middle of the summer. They didn't even have their sound system right. When I was going in there to tour the place, they had a guy with a jackhammer outside just hitting the sidewalk. You got to be kidding me, okay? You're supposed to be ready. You're supposed to be prepared when you open. The owner of the gym told me they'd break even by February of a certain time. I thought that was bullshit. So, people know pretty quick if you're full of crap and stuff. So you better be careful, especially if you find out like staff members are sleeping with members, or staff members are openly talking about sleeping with staff members. Members will hear that. They will tell other members. You got to be careful. The last thing I'm going to tell you is the effort. Are you putting the effort in at this gym that you're going to sign up for? You have all the resources. You have the time. You got to put the effort in to get the results. It does not happen overnight. There's a phrase, Rome wasn't built in one night, which is true. You got to take care of yourself. You got to put in the effort. You got to be dedicated. You have to be motivated. And you have to stay consistent. That's all on you. I'm giving you these 11 tips because I've seen it. I've seen things happen. I'm giving you free advice. This is something that you should really look into before you join a gym. This is for your health. This is for your wellness. And this is for your safety and security. Like I said, location. Do you feel like you're going to get mugged? There's certain things like that that'll help you and your family live a healthy and happy life. And that starts by picking the right gym. So thank you guys for watching this video. Feel free to subscribe, hit the like button, comment, hit the bell button, because I really enjoy reading your comments of you guys on my channel. I just did a review on Premier Protein, very safe and affordable that you guys can get. That's something that you can chug right after you work out and go straight to work after a morning workout. Might want to click that link. It's only a few minutes. just to check out. But again, thank you guys for being amazing subscribers and interacting on my channel. You guys have a great day and hit the gym hard. Thanks.